Okay, so some of you guys wanted to see a mani of some camp gear or stuff like that. I'll put together this kind of load of camp gear. Really the key to mannying well is putting the load together. So we want the load rectangular in shape. We want a flat bottom that's going to go against our mule, and we want it tight. So we'll start with our fire pan there. Put our propane tank in the fire pan. Propane tanks can be a pain in the butt, so anytime you can put them in something, you know, I typically use a milk crate. Those 20-pound propane tanks that fit right in the milk crate and gives you kind of some square sides. Sleeping bag here. We'll put our floor scrib here on the bottom. Anytime we separate loads like this, we want to bridge these seams so our ropes don't get into those splits there and actually separate our load. So we'll use this as kind of a bridge, and I have a camp chair or stool. A lot of times these are going in. These make great bridges, so now my ropes can't work in between these two loads. And you can even put it in the middle there. And it's the same mannying process that I went over with the hay bale. Bottom flap up. Pull these tight. Keep your knee on them, keep your tension. Just throw a couple half inches on there. Can't get these too tight. And this will make a load. It's rectangular in shape. And the ropes pretty well evenly spaced. And you can see this one cut in a little bit, but it's not going to cut clear through because I have a bridge right through here. And that's a manny load of camp gear. Okay, so here's some camp duffel. I'll manny another duffel load. Size, kind of a duffel bag. That'll be our base. I'm going to slide my whole load so that I have a slightly larger flap than a top flap. That's where I want my security, is down there. And again, I'm going to kind of go for this rectangular shape. Use this sleeping pad as a bridge. I have a chair here that we can kind of use also. Got to put my rope up. Our bottom flap again. Side flap. First loop goes on so that it pulls tight in the center of the load. Just placing this rope right in the middle, taking the slack out as I go, pulling it off my knees to get it tight. Tying it off and pulling back against my half hitches so it tightens every one of those right there. Rope should be quarter, half, 3/4. Okay, here we're making a bag of feed. This is an 80-pound bag of packer cubes. These cubes are bagged in 80-pound bags just for packing. Your standard feed bags come in 50s or 100s, which isn't quite the right weight. So these 80-pounders work just right. Key to the feed bags is to shake the feed down, pull up this excess bag, bring our bottom flap up, kind of hold it. Here it's the same process as before. If you don't shake these feed bags down, they'll end up kind of settling to the bottom and you'll end up with a big pear-shaped load, and that's not going to ride right after a while. So the other thing about feed bags is they're small loads, so you're going to have plenty of extra rope, so throw a few more half hitches on there. Got the rope, use it. Tip it up. Start throwing half hitches. You have excess rope and you just do something like that. Here we have another pile of camp gear. I'll many up just to show you. It's just some miscellaneous stuff. Here again, we're going to try and keep that rectangular shape. Well, this is kind of heavy, so we want it near the top. I like my weight in the top third of the load, if at all possible. Here we have a perfect bridge for our seams. Anytime you have a shovel or a rake or something like that going into camp, we're just going to run the handle right out the rain flap. And I always like to protect the blade with tarp or a pair of shaps or whatever you have. And we'll run that along this side, and that'll act as a bridge for our seams also. So to come out our rain flap, we're just going to let it kind of poke right out of there. Just like so. Be a fishing rod case, anything long like that will just run out of the corner. If you have something sticking out of your rain flap, you're not going to really be able to tip it up much, so you're just going to have to kind of work with it on the ground. And there's another load of camp gear.